morning, everyone. I hope everybody's day is going great. And I hope you do something that, can cheer somebody up, or do something that you love doing, etc., etc. Anyway, truthfully, I didn't think I would be on this short of a time. But anyway, I know tonight or last night, don't know, was the full moon. But, to let people know, and I'm probably, I'm not the only one that says this, but this is the, what I've learned all through, my journey and, the very beginning. One, I know for me, but, these moon phases, retro, whatever, that all these ones who, do magic and stuff like that, I mean, to harm. And I did mention this before. That's why, now they're doing it every day. It doesn't affect me. I said this in my other video. And, all this magic and stuff and everything what's going on, to put a stop to it, obviously, others, we all have our own way of, saying it. I say, well, I don't need to do it anymore, but return to sender, and there's other ways of saying it, but you need to pray. It's all real, but you have to remember, if you do not, face it and, return to sender, you need to know also, before I finish that, you also need to know the difference too. It could be, something you're going through. It could be, you did something and you're going through, a little bit of karma. But you do know, I said this in my other videos, if you are doing great and all that, and you meet up, with a group and some you just met and whatever, and then all of a sudden, you're starting to feel weird, or sick or whatever, it's called, okay, whoever was wherever you are is doing something. But anyway, I'm back on because I needed to go over a few things. But to let you know, during this full moon, I'm here talking happy, to say You're not going to win. I'm not going anywhere. Either is my family. I'm not going to say who that is again. I don't need to. And, you know, it could be, well, none of your business. Only those ones know. But anyway, to continue. I came on for a second and went online, I mean, for a second. And something popped up. And it was something that I said in one of my videos in the beginning, the very beginning, and somewhere not that long ago. I can't remember, but anyway, I agree with this person, and also when I got done saying it, I was told, remember what you said about what I'm about to say. I'm like, okay. So then I was like, I need to speak about this. Either this psychologist and these women saw my video, and you know, some are men. The thing is, 56% of the women misunderstood, didn't understand what I was speaking about. Now it's called backup plans. Okay? Now, apparently this psychologist or whatever did, you know, one of those polls or whatever. And again, it's not only women. These ones have a backup plan, but it's to do with if it don't go good, you know, with your boyfriend or girlfriend or your marriage. But the thing is, you know, with these answers, and you did see my video about a backup plan. Like I said, if you did, then none of you understood what I said. When I said everyone needs a backup plan, I mentioned 3 different things, and not one of them was you should have a backup plan in case, you know, the one that you're with don't turn out. First of all, if you have a backup plan already, whether, you know, it's your boyfriend, girlfriend, or in the marriage, and you're having ups and downs, which is normal, that can be resolved, then it's telling me that you're not going into that relationship truly. You're either cheating you know, you already have another before anything happens. Well, one, if you go in with that attitude and already have a backup, like I said, you're either cheating already, or by you saying, oh, I have a backup, before anything happens or whatever, that means that you're putting it out there, you know. But anyway, but what I said in my videos is that, yeah, everyone should have a backup plan. Women should always, help work. And if you can't, you have to stay home or whatever. I mean, you could work from home, or you have children, whatever. That is work. But you should always, have something, for just in case, that you could fall back on. If you're in an abusive, relationship or whatever, yeah, you have a backup plan. Have everything already packed and hidden somewhere, or give it to somebody, and help. This way they can help get you out. And if you have kids, to get your kids and your animals out to a place, and make sure that, the person, goes to jail, obviously, and they get help. And then you get a restraining order, and make sure it stays. If you have a business, you have a couple things. If one's not going too well, the other one is going to go. Like I said, that's the backup plan. What it means. Not if you get bored, or you think someone is better, or, you had an argument or whatever. So instead of solving it, you don't like each other anymore, That means that none of you are ready to have a serious relationship or a marriage. I mean, really. That's what a backup plan is. Not in case, the first argument you have, you don't feel like it, trying to solve it or whatever. Oh, well, I don't like you anymore. I already have somebody, so see ya. You don't know how many times I've seen that one. And the thing is, what other things, why does it, whoever just can't walk away? Ones who, love each other, they know not to start arguments. ones who supposed to, you know, love each other, they start arguments in front of anyone. You know, then you have ones who start when no one's in the room to get, you know, them to, you know, start yelling at them or put them in their place. And then when someone comes in, you know, that you have to play that, oh, you didn't do anything. You know. You know, it's always, you know, people always, you know, like that or whatever, starts at, especially at gatherings, which is supposed to be enjoying, you know, everyone around and whatever gathering it's supposed to be, you know, for, you know, it's that person's day. And then especially when you get drinks, you know, and you, that's when, you know, ones who do that get even more bold. But the thing is, you know, people don't, like, I don't know, realize sometimes it can end, you know, in harming innocent people. To me, the thing is, if you know you do that, you know, always starts something, you know, at gatherings, you know, if you drink, there's nothing wrong with drinking. I'm not saying that. So don't get that twisted, okay? It's the ones who were told that they do that when they drink after a while. I guess they had too many or something. You know, to me, you know, you shouldn't do that. And it also means, you know, when drinking and all that happens, it's affecting you, where it's throwing you off. And it could be, you know, that you might have and never got it checked. I even looked it up, but I forgot which one was which. And when I was being told, you know, different things about what I'm saying, they mentioned the hypoglycemia, and I mentioned this before, and hyperglycemia. One of them is definitely, you know, where you get dizzy, you're ready to pass out, and, you know, and you need hard candy to eat. You know, it's for your sugar. But A lot of people don't know you cannot drink with either one of them, hypo or hyper. Like you actually can't drink. Maybe one or something, like that. But you cannot drink because it's harming you. It throws you off, and it also throws off your sugar intake. You know, and then, ones who argue all the time, you know, you have them, and you don't want to resolve, whatever. That means that you already didn't love them in the first place. Like I said. And you could either be already cheating, like I said, or, you figure, okay, by taking a break and keeping that person around, for whatever reason, if you know it's a pattern, just walk away. Especially if you went into it knowing that you didn't love the person, and then eventually you would find somebody, leave him or whatever. Just walk away, and instead of, trying to control, keeping them around just in case, whatever doesn't work out, or going back when things, like I said, don't work out, and to get that person's energy, because then you realized while you were with that person, things were going good. And you didn't realize that. So now, you want to come back, even though that, when you were with them, everything was going great, and you did what you wanted, whatever you did. Thing is, everyone knows when someone isn't meant. And I said this before. Especially if, you're not able to solve it, to make it better. Thing is, go find it. Don't involve, each other. Especially if you don't love them, support them, not ready to make a true commitment, to grow with, etc. It's only hurting the both of you and everyone around. Especially if you have children or a child. If it was, a long relationship and everything was going good, but then, whatever. Yous found out one of yous were cheating and, things weren't going great and you didn't feel like whatever. Well, you had children. You were supposed to have, you were supposed to, they were supposed to come out of that relationship for, it could be for any reason. And like I said, you don't live with each other, you broke up, you got divorced, whatever. You put aside both of the reasons of why you aren't together to be a parent to these children, to make it better for them, to teach them. To still be great parents in a friendly way. You never talk bad about each other. Like I said in my other videos, unless there's a reason why your children has to stay away from a parent. But you don't talk bad, you just explain. You cannot be near them. Like I said, just walk away friendly. You never know. Like later on, if it didn't work out, because you guys were arguing and whatever, you never know. Later on, you might find out that you both needed to be apart and, to work on yourselves. I said this before. And, it might be that years later or whatever, how long, that it would be time that both of you would meet again. But you'll know. And like I said, I'm not saying if you're with someone and you meet again that it was meant. Especially if you're happy, with the person you're with now. It could mean a lot of things. Maybe you need to learn something again, with each other. It may be that it was meant, It could mean that, one of you found out that they, you heard who they were with and know that they shouldn't be with that person. Either way, you'll know. I mean, you might have just run into each other. But again, don't read into this message, what I'm saying to make it fit. Because certain ones, you just can't be together. It wasn't really meant. It was just, whatever, I'm not going to get into all that. But sometimes, it could have happened, or it will happen. You guys just, went your separate ways, with no arguments, or, somebody could have went to, school. It depends on when you's met and how long you's dated or whatever. And then all of a sudden you meet each other, and both of you aren't, with anybody. There, it could be that you guys do belong with each other. It's different for each person. You'll know. I'm not saying, for the ones, oh, I'll never go back with my ex. Oh, I'll never go back with whatever. Well, if your ex was, I don't know, controlling, abusive with words, started arguments in, wherever, just to, cause a scene, or, only used you for, to get whatever they wanted, not work. Well, no, you don't go back with them. And I know everyone knows what I mean, because I can hear it when, like when other readers or messengers, whatever, especially my brothers and sisters, when they say, oh, your ex wants, is going to come back. And then you see a whole bunch of comments. I'll never go back with my ex and blah, blah, blah. We're not telling you to go back with your ex. It depends on how you guys separated. It's not the ones, that whatever how they treated you, no, you don't go back. Or if they were abusive, no, you do not go back. If it's a pattern and they constantly cheated, no, you do not go back. You go with a new person. I think that was explained a little bit better. I don't know. When it comes to messages and stuff like that, I've noticed that, things do get twisted, and everybody, I'm not saying everybody, I have to make that clear, because this isn't a personal reading. I'm just throwing things out there that people need to realize how situations are. Like what I said in the beginning, if you are having backup plans already, when you are in a relationship and you just started or whatever, well, then that means that you're going in the relationship just that, I won't go there, you know, but you get what I mean. You never do anything with bad intentions, because you think you can. You never play with someone who you know that is a good person. You never come back, with lies. For a way out of anything. You never blame somebody when you know it was you. You never come back because one of you is doing better, or you have someone, that is treating you, or treating them, I meant to say, sorry, how it should be. All because you thought at that time you ignored that you had a good person, and you're just realizing it, that person would have been a good one for you. Well, that's not how it works. You don't try to break somebody up just because, as just because. And if that poll was because of, well, one, it must be young ones that they asked. I mean, it could be older ones. I don't know. That for that poll, if it was that, somebody did see my video speaking about backup plans, because from what I remember, I did say in relationship, and then I went on with another thing, and that I was speaking about backup plans, but I mentioned, 3, what the backup plans meant. Not to, have backup plans already when nothing, is going on that you need to solve. If you can't solve a relationship or have a true commitment, don't waste anybody's time. Unless you both agree, with it. You're not ready to have a true commitment or to get to know each other. And I'm glad that, I'm not the only one. I mean, really, it should be how, old school love, how they, did it or whatever. You get to know a person, it's not, yeah, I mean, after that, yeah, you can go, not all the time, to fancy whatever, just to go. Or that's not what a relationship should be anyway. Old school, they held hands, walking down the street. And I seen another one where, well, I thought he was, one was old school, where you're with each other and, the guy puts his hand, his fingers in your back pocket. To me, that's like, you're safe. You're mine. Instead of dismissing, history and all that. I did a video about all that. I'm not going to bring all that up. But, I used to watch, my parents. Yeah, they argued, some. But like I said, most of the time, my dad was always called either in the middle of the night. He had to go, I don't know, save somebody. Or he was always working, because I didn't know as a kid that he was helping, everyone, because they didn't have husbands or, whatever. He was not always around. He was always working. And then when we did go on vacations, we either had to leave early, or we were never alone, though. I mean, almost the whole entire family came. You get what I mean? I mean, my dad, like, I watched. And then, when I started working, I always watched, the older ones together. How they would walk down the street, holding hands. Or, like I said, I mean, learn from that. Instead of, you're silly. Like, oh, I don't know how much somebody makes, or figuring out, okay, well, this person, I can get this, I can get that, I get this, you know what? Yeah, everybody needs money, but you also have to work for it. I'm not saying if you have to stay at home or whatever, you're still working. But you do need something to fall back on, just in case, say, your husband, can't work for a little bit. You have to go. You have to know what you can do. Or say, your husband, passes away. You have to know what you could fall back on. That's what I meant by having a backup plan. Now, it's a different story if, your husband wants you to, stay at home. That's different. But you could still work, you can work offline, offline, online, whatever how it goes, to help, provide for the home. Now that's a backup plan. But there's also more that you need to pay attention to, like what's going on around you. I said this in my other video. We all need to start working together as a team to stop. Speak up. Don't, like I said, thinking that you could stop it. No, you need to go to the authorities and have them and make sure they do. We need to stop. One's getting harmed. One's getting, whatever. And this bull, we need to come up with something, with, people, stop emptying, stores because they hear something. Or, you know how many's in your town or whatever. I mean, provide food for everyone or whatever. But the prices need to come down and be balanced. I'm told that someone knows the solution that does all this, where everyone makes out. I mean, us, we have to, start with our communities, to make, I went through all this, I mean, this is the biggest issue. And I mentioned, about all fake news and stuff like that. Why don't you put things out where, okay, this might happen. This is how we can solve it. Everybody get in and, whatever. Instead of putting fear in people's minds, if you know how to, resolve it or whatever, okay, you put out there, okay, this might happen, or this is coming up, or, we need and whatever it is, we need to do this. And, help the ones that, don't know what they're talking about. I mean, with some things that I know, and I said it too, what I am told from Spirit or God is some stuff that I give out and that needs to be done. I have no idea who it's for, none of the messages. And I don't know that type of profession. So I know someone knows what I'm talking about. And for the video that I posted, I think yesterday, or whatever, how you say it, I put up, whatever, you know what I mean. I said that a year ago, and I said it not that long ago. And I had to say it again because it didn't get to the right people. And the ones that I spoke to, I thought it would. But apparently, like I said, I don't know. And then I see an alert, and you can go and look at that video, what that was. I'm not going to repeat everything again. We also need to stop the repeating too and start working on the now to make it better. But anyway, I'll probably come on again, I don't know. But this needed to get out. But yeah, we need to stop all this. And we need to keep on fighting, as in, you know, if you know what is right, but you're still going towards, you know, listening to lies or listening to, you know, whatever, you know, and if you're in a good relationship, or you know that a person is for you, but you keep getting, you know, distractions and etc., etc., you do know that, and I'm not the only one is saying this. I think, you know, I said this before, but I was having a problem, and I only heard a little bit of, I think somebody else just said it too. You do know that, because the key is love. You do know that, you know, these ones that are doing magic and, you know, frequencies and stuff like that through music, whatever, how they're doing it, you do know that they're trying to put hate out there. We all know that. Some people that refuse to, you know, I don't know, help themselves, or like I said, we have more resources than ever, that, you know, because they had a bad, I don't know, relationship, or their parents had a bad relationship, instead of, you know, stopping it right then and there and start, you know, making it better. No, everything's repeating. Or instead of walking away and finding, you know, where it feels better around people. You know, you can find ones that they, you know, you know the difference when someone only wants to be with you for some kind of reason. You know, because you've been through it, so you can recognize it. or they only want you for your money, or, you know, until they find someone else. You can recognize all this. And only you could put a stop to it. You know what taking, you don't want it done to you, don't do it to others. That's the solution. You went through it. That doesn't mean for you to go do it to someone else. You find the solution. Go find, a better person. Holding grudges, it's not good for your health. Holding, doing repeats of, I'll just say what everybody else says, that runs in the family. That doesn't give, you need to stop it. It's been around for years. People speaking about, there's one in all, the family that stops and breaks the chain, for everyone, the whole entire family, to, make it better. But if you continue, you only you and your family, not the whole family, only your family is going to be still stuck. Everyone, once that was broke, everyone would have felt, oh, wow, I feel lighter, or, something's different, and started doing, good things or whatever. But then all of a sudden, you went back to doing, why? If it feels good, you like it, whatever, you continue. You don't listen to somebody saying, oh, you're too good, you're too happy, you're too this, you're too that, whatever. Well, that's not your problem. I mean, that you are, that's you. Ignore them. It's not your fault that they are, they can't find or learn off of you what makes you happy. I mean, the real tiny things. I forget what I was laughing about. Oh, I rhymed something. I never rhymed before. I thought it was funny and I was happy. Like that little tiny silly stuff. That makes me happy. Yes, you could call me weird, whatever. I really don't care. It made me happy. I thought it was funny. But I'm not going to let anybody, you can, joke around, whatever. That's not going to stop me. I'm going to continue to keep on going. And I'm going to continue to try to open up people's eyes, to learn to speak up, to, that it's okay to be different. It's okay to be unique. It's okay to be, silly or whatever. Be like a kid, to do fun things. but there's also time to, be an adult, be, take care of the responsibilities and etc. You know what I mean? And for the ones that, don't do all that and try to stop people, well, it's not going to, it doesn't work that way. Like everyone else, everyone goes through something. With some, it might take longer to solve something. That doesn't mean that, some of them, will go and take revenge. You don't do things like that. You want it to stop. You want to make it better. Well, go do it. You don't want it done to you of people taking revenge or doing crap. I'm not going to get into it. We all know. Then if you don't want it to happen to you, then you don't do it to others. And when you know that you shouldn't do something, you tell yourself, no, that's not me. Nope. I'm not going to do that. Nope. And more you tell yourself, more quicker you'll realize and say, nope, that's not me. Return. Only you can have control of your own mind. Only you. And you could put a stop to stuff if you, notice anything, or if you know anybody who's doing stuff that shouldn't. Or it depends on what they're doing. And I explained all that in my other videos. Other people explained it, but, you all know what I mean by speaking up. And it depends on what the situation is or whatever. Some of it, you have to go to the authorities to, to do it. Like I said, you don't confront, if someone is doing magic and you know it, you do not confront them because, you don't know what they're going to do. Of course, they're going to deny it, but you know what I mean. But like I said in my other videos, those people, it's also going to be stopped right away. Their gifts will be taken. And they're only doing it to themselves. But anyway, one of these things, I hope it helps somebody, but, anyway, sending lots of love and peace around the world. And anyway, have a great day or night, whatever time it is, and always be thankful. Anyway, gotta go. Yeah, it's on. Yes, I beat you this time. Anyway, sorry. Okay. Have a great day. Ciao. Oh, wait a minute. Before I say ciao. Love everybody. And thank you. And yeah. No. Ciao.